OMG has to know that coming into this. So focusing Pooks, the natural choice. They were able to do it, and you can see how effective it is in this particular match.
Okay, so in this best of 5, currently it is going to be OMG with 1 round over Skill Capped. Grand Finals, best of 5. What? It's so intense right now. Both teams are playing their very best, of course. Snuts' team, unfortunately, not winning that last round.
But it's just been a blur of amazing WoW matches.
Yeah, it's that DK Hunter. It's just so much damage. All right, so they are just making sure the players are ready to go. I'm going to send them right back in. So I want to see all this action right now.
Yeah, you can see what we're talking about. That's the natural counter to Wizards, to Cloth, essentially, is that PHDK. You can see the amount of damage they can do just swapping to the mage or back to Snuts or even just onto Toes. All it takes is 1 global with the silencing shot up, and Young Yup alone can get someone to 60%. And then you have Sleeping in there doing some damage. It just gets out of control really, really fast. Runes of Lordon is pretty tough for MLP and MLS to play around with that situation because the Hunter can sort of stay on the outskirts of the match and just rain down terror on you while you're trying to line of sight him around the tomb. So we'll see if it goes a little bit differently here on Blade's Edge. They'll have a better opportunity for sure, still playing that MLP, to lock him down. What I'm really looking for is to just get some CC on Gucci, maybe open with a Hodge on Young Yup, or just go for the deep, big shatter, and just basically put him into deterrence immediately.
Now, if Pooks wasn't bursted so hard right after they forced the bubble out of Gucci, it looked like it was going into the favor of Skill Capped at that point, because once that Paladin is out of the cooldowns, I mean, yes, you have to put some crowd control onto Young Yup and Sleepings if you want to survive through this, but I figured that would have been the end of it for Gucci right there.
For sure, but no, he was able to get away, and I don't think that was a mistake on Skill Cap's part. I think it was just how well the positioning worked out for OMG. It looks like Gucci was just playing the opposite side of Tomb, and there was a lot of pressure coming in from Young Yup and Sleeping, so Skill Cap couldn't really afford to just chase blindly into Gucci. They had much bigger problems to deal with, so it allowed him to get away despite that early bubble.
So there we go. The gates are going to be opening. Second round in the World Finals. Blizzcon WoW Arena. They are going to be in right now as OMG is up 1-0, and right from the start, they are going to be looking to get onto Pooks. But now with Blade's Edge, this is going to be a little bit different, especially at the start. Of course, Snuts is going to play more aggressive at the start. As you see, they just tossed down a trap with that trap launcher.
Yep, there's actually no reason for Snuts not to play aggressive because, Pooks is a pretty big target for Young Yup. He needs to get dots rolling really badly, because if they can get dots rolling, keep someone low, keep 2 players low, any CC on Gucci will allow them to go for a kill much faster instead of having to chase someone around while Gucci sits in 1 or 2 volleys.
All right, so it looks like Snuts is going to use a Fell Hunter this time. Looks like he wants that spell lock, but look at Snuts taking so much damage already, using that rocket jump, and that's why he got it. Of course, Toes trying to keep him alive. Snuts by himself over there with Sleepings, as Sleepings really isn't choosing to attack him. Sleepings looking for Pooks, and that's his target. He already used that AMS right from the start.
Yep, and Pooks just standing mid-bridge. I mean, this is one of their only places they can really feasibly fight HBDK. They don't want to go down bottom if they can absolutely help it, because the line of sight becomes a lot more difficult for them to manipulate. So fighting up here on top bridge, I mean, the Hunter has such a big advantage. You can just see how he's peeking in and out, doing a ton of damage, and really not paying for it.
They are forcing OMG to play very passive right now, because they know every time they get into line of sight, they're going to be taking a lot of damage. Now, if they can land any sort of crowd control, but look at this, the Water Elemental of Skill Capped is snared, trying to get away, barely getting back, but then again, Sleeping's Pet, takes a big heal from the Paladin right there.
Yep, and Young Yup just trying to push up, put a little pressure out, and then falls back.
All right, so
they're not going to try to overextend into this at all.
As you can see, we're going to see Toes try to drink to full right there, with Snuts constantly putting out that dot pressure.
Yeah, a little soul harvest happening.
Now, both teams really don't want to commit quite yet, because they know if they push up this bridge, it could be trouble for the first person who makes it through. Deep freeze onto Gucci right there, looks like. Skill Cap, there we go, they're pushing up. Toes is going to secure the center of the bridge, trying to get into line of sight position. Oh, and what was that? Hunter just jumped off the bridge by accident.
Yep, these things happen. Like I mentioned yesterday, disengage has become a little risky with such short range there. But I mean, at least he wasn't taking a ton of damage. Sleeping, however, kind of a weird spot there. Looks like he's got sack up on him and AMS right now. But all those dots are rolling. He's got dots up on Young Yup. This is exactly where Snuts needs to be damage-wise. Snuts
trinket that HOJ immediately because he could tell he had necrotic strikes on. He really needed to play defensively at that point. All right, so the DK Pet is going to die right here. The first ghoul goes down, as Snuts drops another portal up top because the shift is going to be down bottom. Of course, we see Pooks, using that long-range freeze on the players as they come back up. But look at this play. They're playing excellent line of sight position there, but Gucci taking so much damage as they're going right for him. This ring is the perfect position because he knows that anyone up on top isn't going to be able to be healed at this point.
Gucci faking for just no reason. Sleeping, he's coming back down there with AMS to follow him, and it looks like they're just going to set up down bottom. Like I said, this is why Skill Cap wasn't coming down here. It becomes a lot more difficult to manipulate the match, and I'm kind of surprised actually that they're going to follow him down.
So Sleeping is going to be the target for Skill Cap right now. Gucci with his Divine Favor up, pumping out those fast crit heals, but Pooks again, this is what's happened last time. Oh, he's so low. I think the DK got his block. We'll have to see what spell he got. Of course, Pooks having to sit in there, and Toes using Aura Mastery right out of it, able to pick Pooks back up to full. And it was Ice Block, and that was great. He got rid of all the dots. Look at that grab. That was extremely smart by Sleeping. He can sit through the entire thing while his Hunter is constantly going to deal damage.
Yep, and Sleeping taking a ton of damage to the face as Pooks is there to shatter him out of that Ice Block that he stole. AMS though, but still doesn't matter. Trudging through all this damage, and CC they're trying to throw his way.
Yet again, Pooks is in trouble right now as Toes gets trapped. A bop onto Pooks. I like that right there. Great job by Toes, because he knows it could be dangerous. And look at that disengage by the Hunter to get out of line of sight. That was smart play right there. All right.
Sleeping's trying to gain some distance here from the fight. Yup.
Every time that Pooks wants to commit on a target, that Hunter is always in line of sight. Big DK pet transform right there, trying to do damage to Pooks as he gets a stun off. Pooks with blazing speed, getting a little bit away, and oh, great job using that water elemental to bait that trap.
Well,
and there they go, they're going to go into Jungyup. Gucci is counterspelled right now, lots of damage, followed by a sheep onto Gucci, who's not going to bubble it.
Nope, no he is not. There's no dots really on Jungyup, just Corruption and Curse of Agony looks like.
Yeah, that was a great job by Jungyup getting far away. Of course, Hand of Sacrifice onto Pooks right now. Jungyup feigns right there, Gucci in a bubble right now. Sleeping low, Jungyup low, Gucci low. And of course, Toes already having to use his trinket, which means that his bubble is going to be his only defense after this. Jungyup trying to keep himself in line of sight, but the damage is just rolling out. Pooks eating a lot of damage with those necrotic strikes stacked up yet again, and they like to stack the silence on top of it. But look at Sleeping's also low, and a thing to note is Pooks has the wings from the Paladin of Gucci right now. Is going to be able to do a ton of damage.
Yep, a really solid spell steal by him. And you see, like earlier in this match, about a minute ago here, about 5 minute 40, right about 5, we saw a pretty big difference in health between OMG and Skill Cap. OMG was actually, the vast majority of the members were sub 70%, sub 60%. They were able to get back.
And Pooks is basically sacrificing that pet right there. Forgot to bring it up with him at that point, so it's going to be down for a little while. I know I believe he already snapped, so he's not going to be able to refresh that instantly, but look at both teams trying to let their Paladins regain mana as there's an HOJ onto Sleeping. We see that Master's Call right after, trying to get him onto his target constantly. Wow, look at that! Pooks taking a massive amount of damage all of a sudden, knows it's coming and blocks because Toes up there is HOJ'd by the other Paladin with the wings out from Pooks.
That's all it takes, honestly. Like a scatter shot into an HOJ is exactly.
Oh, and here they go. They're going to go on Gucci now. Oh, as he's all the way out of line of sight. Never mind. But Jungyup hitting that rapid fire, getting out of it, and Pooks taking so much damage from that Hunter, from the DK. He's trying to use that freedom to get away right now. Oh, he's in trouble.
Spot.
He's still getting a lot of damage onto him, but Toes right now is bubbled. His pet just faded. Those massive heals aren't going to help, but look at the damage onto Gucci again. But he's going to get away there, but Pooks, necrotic strikes yet again. It's so dangerous for Pooks right now. Toes is right on top of him too. A crowd control of any sort. This team doesn't have it.
Yep.
All right, and there goes the next Hand of Sacrifice. Very important at this point. Toes already used his War Stomp earlier, but his Trinket is back up.
So we're rolling up on about the 7.5 minute mark here, VL. Got a pretty even match here, but it's pretty obvious that OMG is comfortable playing down low because that bridge-to-bridge stuff is not working out.
Again, as we see the scatter onto Snuts, Toes getting a instant heal in a second, not choosing to use it quite yet, and there was another spell stolen by Sleepings. Of course, Pook's able to survive through that onslaught, but they're going to switch onto Snuts because he's a little bit out of position from his healer. But look at all the damage onto Gucci. A counterspell followed by a fear. Gucci's in trouble right now, but look at this. Every single time they know he's going on him. Oh, but a deep freeze. However, Pook's not able to get over to him quite yet, but Pook's taking a lot of damage. They're going to bet it all on this kill onto Gucci right now.
Yeah, but at least that Young Up is putting so much damage into his back.
Onto Toes right now, but Pook's...
I mean, Pooks can't live if Toes gets CC'd. It's just as simple
as
that.
Yeah, and no, he can't even peek his face out as Jung Up is now connecting on him again. Gucci's about to die.
Wow.
Trying to heal himself right now. No damage coming out. Pooks needs a cast on him. But Pooks is going to die. We have a cross kill. All right, so this is all up to Toes at this point. Toes has to manage to win this 2v2 currently.
Yep, and Snuts needs to do some work here. He portals up top. I was about to say, pretty big advantage being the Warlock.
If they go on Toes, gotta see his cooldowns. He's using everything he can right now as there's a Strangulate on him and Necrotic Strike stacking up. Unholy Frenzy onto Sleeping, doing so much damage. Snuts blinded, Snuts strangulated, and AMS goes up. Any Aura Mastery, he's gonna be able to cast if he needs to. Aura Mastery fades, and here comes the Necrotic Strikes again.
Yep, beautiful fake. Oh, that one caught him though.
He's got nothing.
He's got war stuff, but it's not gonna be anything. Wow.
Wow.
Gucci sitting here nearly frozen in his chair watching that match.
All right, Snuts, let's see it happen. If Snuts can kill Sleeping here, he's still going to have a problem with the DK.
Come on, where's that portal? He can just
no, his portal's not up. 15 seconds on portal. He's in trouble.
No health stone.
No, Snuts is going to go down. Oh!
And Young puts it in.
What an effort. What an effort by Snuts. Play it to the end. Wow.
It's been a while, VHL, since we've seen this type of competition. This blows my mind.
Wow.
It's difficult to form words around the things I'm seeing.
And look at that. You got to be extremely happy at this point.
Oh, yeah.
OMG up 2-0 currently.
Looks like a little advice being given by one veteran rogue.
It definitely is, and that's Wreckful. I mean, everyone knows Wreckful. Yeah. Of course, he's getting him a little hype-up speech, telling him not to let it get into his head, because they can just come back from this, even though it is 2-0 currently.
Yeah, but we've seen crazier things in WoW tournaments and Blizzcon alike. And if any team can come back from such a deficit, it has got to be skill-capped. And we might have to call on you to make some pretty serious noise here in a minute for those guys.
Oh, yes, because this is it for them.
This could be
the last time, the last chance. It's going to put these guys back in once they are ready. Because I want to see the final. 2-0 right now.
I know. It's a treat to behold. I almost forget that I'm like here working. I'm just so enamored with what I see here and watching these guys. And it's just, oh, what a great tournament so far, VHL. All the way up to this point in the grand finals, just amazing.
And wow, that cross kill right there. Pook's dying right at the end, had no more defensive abilities up, and just dropping. See, once these players are ready, looks like Skillcap talking it over a little bit first, trying to decide what's going on. Because it was a smart switch to have Toes on Paladin against this comp.
Oh, for sure. No, I mean, if they had been playing Shaman, this match would have been over by now, honestly. Like 3-0. GG.
And that's why it's so important that you can play more than one class in these tournaments.
Yep, and that's what I was saying. Are they going to bust out a different comp? Obviously, you know, the South Korean OMG doesn't need to, but it's good to see Toes busting out that Paladin, trying to counter the DK and Hunter issues at hand.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now, because we have to wait for them to lock in their comps in between each round before we can start again. It's like we're just waiting on them at this point. I can guarantee the Korean team is making absolutely no changes.
No.
And how about how fast they damage Pooks?
Well, he's a mage with Frost Barrier down, Mana Shield down. There's really nothing to mitigate any of that damage. Going to do max damage.
All right, guys, I know we had a lot of skill cap fans before in the earlier matches. These guys need to get fired up for this match. Facing elimination, $75,000 on the line for this team. Wow.
Yeah. Can you put your hands together? Can you make a lot of noise for Skill Cap? If you want to see them win, if you want to see them come back and sweep 3 maps.
Look at that.
All right, it would appear a lot of people want to see that. That's good.
It's exciting finally.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how scared
Just want to watch it.
do you think Skill Cap is of ROV right now?
I think terrified. Yes, filled with trepidation. I would go so far as to say.
So we'll have to see what the RNG